We've arrived at the final stop of my European adventure, Budapest, Hungary. Exploring the city, we'll visit Fisherman's Bastion, a fairy tale-like white castle offering a breathtaking panoramic view of the Danube River. We'll also take a look inside York Café, often called the world's most beautiful cafe, but does it truly live up to the title? At Parisi Udvar, we'll indulge in exquisite pastries while soaking in the grandeur of its historic elegance. A stop at Budapest Central Market lets us experience local culture and authentic Hungarian flavors. We'll explore one of the world's most stunning McDonald's. Is it really as opulent as a palace? And of course, no trip to Budapest is complete without a walk across the iconic Széchenyi Chain Bridge, where we'll take in the romantic cityscape one last time. Along the way, there are plenty of hidden surprises waiting to be discovered. Join me as we uncover the magic of Budapest together. I arrived at Budapest Keleti Station, one of the city's most historic railway stations.
We are waiting for our boat.
Malmaison Residence Isabella is centrally located, making it a convenient base in Budapest. Built in the late 19th century, it combines classic European charm with modern comfort. The best part? There is a free drinks counter in the lobby so you can grab coffee or tea anytime. Perfect for a relaxing break. I chose this hotel because it truly feels like home. The apartment-style suite comes with a kitchen, living room, an extra bedroom, and a washing machine. Great for long stays or anyone who loves extra space. After settling in, we took a short break. After all, it had been a long journey and we needed some time to rest. Once we felt a bit more refreshed, we decided to head out for a meal and take a relaxing evening stroll through the streets of Budapest.
Just freshen up, going out for lunch. And guys, forgive me. I really should be showing you guys some Hungarian food. I should be trying Hungarian food, but I really miss Asian food so much. I'm most possibly going to Thai food. I really miss my rice or noodles. Heading out in the hotel. Let's go.
To be honest, this trip has been quite exhausting, so today we're keeping it simple, just a nice meal, a casual walk, and an early night to recharge for tomorrow's adventures. Today's weather was an interesting mix, freezing cold, yet incredibly sunny. The crisp air and bright sunlight created a unique contrast, making the city feel even more special. After about 15 minutes, we arrived at a cozy little Thai restaurant. I didn't know that here, when you order a soda, you have to pay a deposit for the bottle. This is my first time seeing this. Pretty interesting. Let me tell you, this place was absolutely delicious. The dish I ordered, I can't even remember the name, but it was so good that I'm still thinking about it. And the best part? This restaurant is run by real Thai people, so the flavors were truly authentic. Next stop, the Asian supermarket. I was just curious to see what they sell here and how the prices compare. As expected, many of our usual products have gotten more expensive. And honestly, there wasn't anything particularly special about this store. Since we were already out, we decided to check out a local supermarket as well. But the service there was terrible, to the point where I even wondered if the cashier was being racist. And that's a wrap for today. It's been exhausting. Jet lag, travel fatigue, and lack of sleep have really taken a toll. The only thing that matters now is getting some rest and recharging for the next adventure. Good morning, everyone. I naturally woke up at 5:30 today. No choice, really. I can't really sleep well with unfamiliar beds, so I didn't sleep too well. But at least waking up early gives me time to do my makeup and get ready for the day.
I'm wearing this. I don't know if you guys can see. Obviously, I'm gonna wear a coat outside. Just open this and take pictures in the cafe and then walk around Budapest. But yeah, I cannot wait to go to the cafe. But I have a feeling that the cafe food is gonna be mediocre. Usually, if the place is nice and there's a lot of tourists, the food's just gonna be normal. So I'm having breakfast in the hotel. I bought a lot of cheese yesterday. Cheese! So yeah, the cheese is my breakfast. And I bought honey from the supermarket. I dip it with honey. Do you guys know how I got this method of eating cheese? It was in Milan. I think the first time I was in Milan maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I went to this shop. They actually gave us honey dip and cheese, and I think it tastes very good.
I originally planned to have breakfast at New York Café, often called the world's most beautiful cafe. But the line was insane. It stretched so far that I figured the wait would be several hours. Maybe because it's Sunday, the place was extra crowded. Definitely not worth it. So I decided to come back early tomorrow instead and took a taxi to a well-known pedestrian street instead. We've arrived at Andrassy Avenue, one of Budapest's most famous boulevards. Built in 1872, it connects the city center to Heroes Square and is known for its stunning neo-Renaissance architecture and aristocratic European charm. This majestic avenue is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, originally designed to showcase Budapest as a modern European capital. It was once a favorite promenade for the Hungarian elite, diplomats, and artists, and even today it remains one of the city's most prestigious streets. Walking along Andrassy Avenue, you'll notice a perfect blend of history and modern luxury. The street is lined with elegant mansions, luxury boutiques, cafes, and theaters, each building reflecting the grandeur of a bygone era. I specifically went into a supermarket to buy Hungary's famous snack, Tura Rudi. It's a chocolate-coated dairy bar with a yogurt or cheese filling, and it definitely looked interesting, but honestly, I didn't like it. I expected it to be slightly tangy, but instead, it was super sweet. We happened to pass by a Vietnamese restaurant, and since we were getting hungry, we decided to check it out. I ordered a bowl of Vietnamese noodles, something I often eat back in Malaysia, but I didn't want to eat too much. There's still more food to try later. As we continued walking, we came across a magnificent building. This is the Franz Liszt Academy of Music, one of Hungary's most prestigious music institutions. It was founded in 1875 and named after the legendary pianist and composer Franz Liszt. Our next destination is Fisherman's Bastion, and we've decided to walk there. The weather is great, perfect for a leisurely stroll. I love walking around in Europe because the scenery is always so beautiful and relaxing, but in Malaysia I rarely walk anywhere because it's just way too hot. On the way to Fisherman's Bastion, I'm thinking there might be some cafes along the way, so I might take a break, grab a coffee, and enjoy a little dessert. And so I found this cafe and got myself a hot coffee. I really love that they have outdoor seating. The weather is cool and comfortable, not freezing cold. Just the perfect crisp air paired with a warm cup of coffee. Absolutely perfect. After having coffee and dessert, it's time to continue our walk to Fisherman's Bastion. Honestly, we've probably lost weight on this trip because we've been walking so much. It's basically become a weight loss workout. But the scenery along the way is just so stunning that no matter how much we walk, it all feels worth it. Just look at this view. It's like walking through a painting. Finally seeing the Széchenyi Chain Bridge in person. I've only ever seen it in pictures, but getting to witness it with my own eyes is amazing. The Széchenyi Chain Bridge has such a strong artistic feel, and even the lamp designs are so elegant. It's truly a masterpiece. I took so many photos here, and I have zero regrets about walking across. In fact, I feel like walking was the best choice, because you can only truly appreciate the bridge's beauty when you take your time to explore it. Built in 1849, this was the first permanent bridge to connect Buda and Pest, uniting the two sides of the city across the Danube River. This bridge is surprisingly popular for walking, with so many people strolling and enjoying the breathtaking views. After crossing the bridge, I realized there's still a long way to go, and worse, it's an uphill road. I'm already feeling tired, but I have to keep going. Luckily, there are many other tourists walking alongside me, so I'm not alone in this struggle. A fun fact about Fisherman's Bastion. Fisherman's Bastion was built between 1895 and 1902 to celebrate Hungary's 1000th anniversary. The name comes from the medieval Fishermen's Guild, who were responsible for defending this part of the city walls. Today, it's one of Budapest's most famous viewpoints, offering a breathtaking panorama of the Danube River and the Hungarian Parliament, just like a real-life painting. We took a short break at Fisherman's Bastion restaurant, enjoying a coffee after all that walking. We were so tired and thirsty. The view here is incredible, with a perfect panoramic view of Budapest from the terrace. Built around the same time as Fisherman's Bastion, the restaurant blends neo-Gothic and neo-Romanesque styles. making it one of the best spots to enjoy the scenery and Hungarian cuisine. After leaving the restaurant, I continued exploring Fisherman's Bastion, and honestly, it feels like stepping into a fairy tale. The pointed towers and white stone walls remind me so much of a Disney castle. It's like walking into a storybook. The 7 towers here symbolize the 7 Magyar tribes who founded the Hungarian nation in 895 AD. The entire structure is a blend of neo-Gothic and neo-Romanesque architecture with elegant arches, intricate sculptures, and picturesque towers, perfect for photos. From up here, you get a stunning panoramic view of the Danube River, the Hungarian Parliament, and the dreamy skyline of Budapest. It's also one of the best viewpoints in the city, especially at sunset when the golden light hits the buildings. It looks just like a painting. If you ever visit Budapest, Fisherman's Bastion is a must-see. Not only is it breathtakingly beautiful, but it also lets you experience the history and romance of this magical city. As the sky gradually darkened, we decided to head off for dinner and wrap up this beautiful exploration. Walking down the stairs from Fisherman's Bastion, I realized that this angle offers an entirely different perspective. It looks just as stunning, but in a unique way. Every side of this architecture reveals a new kind of beauty, so of course, I had to take even more photos and appreciate it from every angle. Fisherman's Bastion is truly a masterpiece, filled with history and artistic charm. Every moment here is worth savoring. Thinking about walking all the way back made me a little nervous. I was really tired, but then I thought, how many chances do I get to stroll through this country and enjoy the evening scenery? So I decided to keep going. There were lots of other tourists walking as well, all enjoying Budapest in the evening. Passing by the Széchenyi Chain Bridge again, I realized how different it looks at dusk. The lights glowing against the evening sky made it even more romantic and artistic. Once we got back to the city center, we decided to return to the Thai restaurant from yesterday. It was just too good not to eat there again. After dinner, we wandered around the evening streets, and of course, I had to try the famous chimney cake, kurtoskalács, that everyone online recommended. Finally, we walked back to the hotel, got some rest, and I'm super excited for tomorrow, visiting the world's most beautiful cafe, the New York Café. Early the next morning, we set off on a 15-minute walk to the New York Café. Even before opening, there was already a long queue outside, but at least it was much better than yesterday. No surprise though, this is known as the world's most beautiful cafe, so of course there's a huge crowd. We waited in line for about 15 minutes before finally getting inside. But even after entering, we still had to wait for the staff to call us before getting a seat. This place is clearly in high demand, but that just makes me even more excited. Can't wait to see if the experience lives up to the hype. My first reaction upon stepping inside? Just wow, wow, and wow! The entire place is so luxurious, so dreamy. Feels like walking into a European palace. The New York Café dates back to 1894, originally opened by the New York Life Insurance Company as an extravagant cafe. Back then, it was a hub for Hungarian writers, artists, and intellectuals, making it one of Budapest's most important cultural salons. The architecture is Italian Renaissance style, featuring hand-painted frescoes on the towering ceiling. I ordered an apple pie and eggs Benedict here, and I was so impressed. Both dishes were absolutely delicious, but especially the eggs Benedict. It might just be the best I've ever had. I honestly didn't have high expectations for the food here since most people praise it for the ambiance, but I was pleasantly surprised. It was way better than I expected. Golden carvings and stunning chandeliers. Every detail is an artwork. No wonder it's called the most beautiful cafe in the world. This is truly a royal level experience. From its rich history to its breathtaking design, the New York Café isn't just a place for coffee, it's a time-traveling artistic journey through history. After finishing our meal, we decided to head to the Budapest Central Market Hall. And of course, we walked there. When I first saw the building from a distance, I got so excited. It looked exactly like the toy houses I played with as a child. I couldn't believe that something like this actually exists in real life. It felt like a childhood memory coming to life. We are now at the Budapest Central Market Hall, one of the largest and oldest markets in Hungary, a favorite spot for both locals and tourists. Built in 1897, this market features stunning neo-Gothic architecture, and its most eye-catching detail is the colorful roof decorated with Hungary's famous Zolnay tiles, giving it a storybook castle-like appearance. Back in the day, this was Budapest's most important food trading center, where fresh produce, meat, seafood, and spices were brought in daily to supply the city. Today, while it still serves as a local market, it has also become a must-visit tourist attraction, offering a mix of authentic Hungarian foods and handmade souvenirs. The market has 2 levels. Up on the second floor, there's a souvenir and craft section where you can find handmade embroidery, ceramics, wooden carvings, and even traditional Hungarian clothing, perfect for gifts. Aside from shopping, the market also has several local eateries where you can try authentic Hungarian goulash, goliath, or langos, a popular deep-fried bread topped with sour cream and cheese. It's crispy, delicious, and a must-try while you're here. This market is not just a shopping destination, but a cultural experience, packed with Hungarian history, flavors, and traditions. If you want to experience the real Budapest, this is definitely the place to be. After finishing at the market, we stepped outside and wandered around the area, soaking in the unique atmosphere of Budapest. Walking is definitely the best way to explore Europe, allowing us to take in the details of the local streets. Even the street lamps here look artistic. We even fed some pigeons along the way, and for a moment it felt like stepping into a peaceful, dreamy world so different from everyday life. But after all that walking, I started getting hungry again, and I knew exactly where I wanted to go. There's a cafe inside a luxury hotel in Budapest that I've been wanting to visit for so long, and its design is absolutely unique. Nothing like a regular cafe. I'm so excited. Let's go check it out. I visited Párisi Passage inside Parisi Udvar, a breathtaking historic cafe that feels like stepping into 19th century Europe. Parisi Udvar has a long and fascinating history. Originally built in 1817 as a luxurious department store, it was modeled after the grand shopping arcades of Paris, which is why it was named Parisi, Parisian. At that time, it was a gathering place for Budapest's wealthiest residents, aristocrats, and merchants who came here to shop for the finest fabrics, jewelry, and European imports. However, the building we see today is a reconstruction from the early 20th century, when it was transformed into one of the most opulent shopping arcades in Budapest. The new design embraced a mix of Art Nouveau, Neo-Gothic, and Moorish influences, making it one of the most architecturally unique and luxurious buildings in the city. Stepping inside, I was immediately mesmerized by the stunning glass dome that allows natural light to pour in, illuminating the intricate mosaic floors and delicate carvings. The ceilings are adorned with ornate floral patterns and golden embellishments, while the archways feature intricate ironwork and handcrafted wood details. The entire space feels like a blend of European grandeur and Middle Eastern artistry, making it a masterpiece of interior design. Walking through Párisi Passage, I couldn't help but imagine what it must have been like in the early 1900s. Elegantly dressed men and women strolling under these same chandeliers, sipping coffee, and indulging in conversations about art, literature, and society. Even today, this place carries an air of old-world sophistication, as if time has barely touched it. The cafe inside Párisi Passage continues this legacy of luxury and refinement. With its high ceilings, intricate stained glass, and warm, vintage lighting, the ambience is perfect for enjoying a slow, indulgent coffee break. The atmosphere is so elegant and peaceful, it feels more like being in a historic palace rather than a cafe. I ordered a freshly brewed cup of coffee along with some delicate pastries, each one beautifully plated and rich in flavor. Sitting here, surrounded by such an awe-inspiring space, I couldn't help but take my time, savoring every sip and bite, fully immersed in the grandeur of the moment. Next stop, I'm going to McDonald's. You might think it's funny, why visit McDonald's in Budapest? Well, this McDonald's near the train station is actually known as one of the most beautiful McDonald's in the world. Since I'm here, of course, I have to check it out and see what makes it so special. Here it is, one of the most beautiful McDonald's in the world. But it's insanely hot inside. I swear the heating must be set to 35 degrees Celsius, and as a Malaysian, I just can't handle this. I was already super tired from all the walking, and when I saw a restaurant packed with locals, I thought, why not give it a try? To my surprise, this super popular spot was actually an Indian restaurant. Since I was already here, I got curious. What kind of Indian food do locals love so much? This place is more like a fast food version of Indian cuisine, so I ordered a meal set to try. The taste was actually pretty good with strong spices, but for a Malaysian like me, it wasn't spicy enough. What shocked me the most was the price. It's way more expensive than Indian food in Malaysia, but overall it was still an interesting food experience. I never expected to have Indian food in Budapest. After finishing our meal, we took one last walk around the city, soaking in the atmosphere before the trip came to an end. After all, this is our last day in Europe, and tomorrow morning we'll be heading to the airport to start our journey home. We'll transit in Guangzhou before returning to Kuala Lumpur, so we'll be staying in Guangzhou for a day. This trip marks the end of our mother-daughter European adventure. We've seen so many breathtaking sights, met different people, and experienced various cultures. But more than just sightseeing, this journey has been a time of learning and growth, leaving us with so many unforgettable memories. Though this trip is over, the beautiful moments will stay in our hearts forever. After over an hour's drive, we finally arrived at the airport. I feel so excited, but also a bit nostalgic. You know that feeling when you've been abroad for too long and start missing home? I wonder if my cats are eating well and if they miss me. But we still have one more stop before going home. A familiar place.
We are in. We have passed the customs and we're gonna find some food now.
Since we're transiting in Guangzhou, I have to get dim sum. Every time I visit Guangzhou, dim sum is a must. So this time, I'm bringing my mom along for the experience. My biggest worry, if I can't sleep on the plane, I'll be a zombie when we land in Guangzhou. The journey is around 13 hours, so hopefully I can get some sleep. Because of the time difference, we'll be taking off at noon, but by the time we land in Guangzhou, it'll already be 7 a.m. the next morning. Even though the flight is just 13 hours, the date changes automatically because of the time difference. Fingers crossed for a smooth trip, and looking forward to that dim sum feast. Next stop, Guangzhou, here I come. Also, I have to say, I didn't sleep at all on the flight. Instead, I ended up watching a full Chinese historical drama on China Southern Airlines, and somehow I finished the entire series in 13 hours. Well, see you in the next video in China.